Guys, Discord has been caught lying straight up when it comes to the ID verification and saying we don't keep your information. And when I covered this previously, I was like, yeah, X to doubt when they say they don't keep it. It's just from your device and they don't hold on to it at all. It's been discovered that that was a lie. Meanwhile, people discovered you are using Persona Service, a service that specifically requires a person's face or ID scan to be sent to Persona's databases. Caught lying again, Discord? There we go, getting started. Why we need some of your information to help us confirm your identity. By clicking the button below, you consent to Persona, our vendor, collecting, using, and utilizing their service providers to process your biometric information. Persona, how we collect and use personal data to provide the service. You provide personal data to us. We may also obtain personal data from other sources, such as third-party databases, government records, and other publicly available sources. The personal data we collect varies based on what you provide, what the customer has directed us to analyze, and what the personal data is available to third parties. Curious, and this is quote tweeting Discord, who says, we've seen some questions about our age assurance update, and we want to share more clarity. We know how important these changes are to our community. So instead of hearing the feedback and saying, you know what, we goofed and we need to reverse course, they are saying, no, we're doubling down. You're just not understanding what we told you we're doing. Here's what we want you to know. Discord is not requiring everyone to complete a face scan or upload an ID to use Discord. The vast majority of people can continue using Discord exactly as they do today without ever being asked to confirm their age. What about the people that you are making them check their facial scan and biometric ID data? What about those people? And furthermore, where does this slippery slope lead? You start with this now. What happens next month, next year, 3 years down the road? How does this get instituted across the board? And more red tape and less anonymity goes on. You need to be an adult to access age-restricted experiences, such as age-restricted servers or channels, and modify certain safety settings. For the majority of adult users, we'll be able to confirm your age group using information we already have. I don't know how that's supposed to comfort me. How do you get information from me, bro? What are you doing? We use age prediction to determine with high confidence when a user is an adult. This allows many adults to access age-appropriate features without completing an explicit age check. Additional confirmation is required. We offer multiple privacy-forward options through trusted partners. Again, who are the trusted partners and why should we believe you? And why should we trust them? I don't agree to this. I don't want this. I never had to do this before. Why am I giving you my information, my personal data, to a third-party company? How do I know you're not going to sell it and make money off of it? How do I know you're not going to utilize it and find out things about me and then have other people maybe utilize that in the future against me? I'd rather not do any of that, actually. Facial scans never leave your device. Oh, is that true? Hold on. Pirate Nation. Discord has been caught lying. Discord caught ditching its current age verification provider for Persona after bypasses appeared everywhere. They promised facial scans never leave your device and no uploads, but now they send your IDs and data to a third-party company. Now tell me, how could it never leave your device if a third-party company needs to have the information sent to them? Very odd. The weird thing about when they put this out here, all this information they put out, look at all this clarification, more details, just from their initial post saying that they were going to have teen safety protections. You know, it's for your safety. It's for the kids. Think of the children. What do we have down here? Oh, weird. We got a community note, currently rated as helpful. While initially Discord may have never sent your data to their vendor after failure of the system being shown, e.g. face scan bypasses, they are swapping vendors to Persona, who does, in fact, receive and retain your data. Persona is also funded by Peter Thiel. Discord lied. Now, if you're not familiar with Peter Thiel, That guy is the co-founder of Palantir, which is a data analytic company that is heavily tied to the US government. And lots of data analytics being run and information they know about a lot of people that is very highly concerning. This is PC Gamer. Oh, good. Discord's age verification rollout has ties to Palantir co-founder and Panopticon architect Peter Thiel. Discord is, quote, experimenting with an age authentication vendor whose major investors include Thiel's Founders Fund. Last week, Discord invited contempt of its users by announcing it'll be rolling out global age verification restrictions in March, which will restrict viewable content and communities for users who don't scan either their faces or government IDs and haven't already been determined to be an adult by unspecified prediction algorithms. Approximately nobody thought it was cool. You know it's bad, by the way, if the chuds and the journos both agree that something is bad, then it's really bad. That's extremely rare, but when it happens, you know it's bad news. And I said this when I covered Discord previously. They need to be very careful. They're going public. They're making a shitload of money, lots of investors, everything happening right now. The end shitification of Discord is beginning right now. We see it happening. Real Life Fake Wizard had a banger video talking about it, and it's happening in real time. The funny thing about Discord is if this were something that was a product that was brought to the Shark Tank and said, this is what I plan on doing, and this is what I want to put out there to the people. If I was one of the sharks, I'd be like, what's so different about anyone else? Can't anyone just make that company and do that? And they'd respond with, yes, but we did it and we have people that do it. Great, you have people now. Awesome. Now you fuck it up. People are just going to leave and go to something else when the competition comes in. So Discord is not something I would put a high level of confidence in for long-term investing if I was one of those people, especially when we see immediately what they're doing right now with it. And possibly, despite its attempts to pacify the ensuing outcry by issuing a clarification that merely some users will be required to submit to its child detection matrix, Discord has managed to make the rollout of its global age assurance policy seem even grimier. The company has informed some users in the UK they may be part of an experiment with Persona, an age verification vendor whose investors include Peter Thiel, co-founder of ICE's premier surveillance provider, Palantir. Well, I mean, to be fair, Palantir does a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just ICE. But yes, they do work with ICE as well to find the PDF files and assist ICE in finding them. But I think it's funny. Of course, the journals are going to use ICE as a negative form. In the days since Discord's age assurance policy announcement, reports began bubbling up on social media from users in the UK, where Discord already requires age verification as a result of its 2025 Online Safety Act, who were presented with prompts to consent to age verification processed by the company Persona. Sure enough, Discord's support article describing its age verification processes now features a disclaimer informing UK users. So before they thought they could just slide it through and nobody would say anything. And people were like heavily in researching this and investigating it and found this information out, brought it to the forefront, community noted that on X. Thank God for X, by the way. Holy crap. Remember all this stuff used to fly under the radar before when it was Twitter? Now that the truth gets out there with this stuff, the companies are held accountable for it. Now they add additional notes when they're like, oh shit, we got found out when we tried to slide it through saying that we don't get the information when we actually do get the information. Informing UK users that they may be part of an experiment where your information will be processed by an age assurance vendor, Persona. And while Discord had previously insisted that facial age verification recordings would only be stored and processed locally, the notice about Persona says that, quote, the information you submit will be temporarily stored for up to 7 days, then deleted, which, I mean, if you got a bridge that you could sell to you, holy shit. So now we're supposed to believe them that they'll totally delete it after 7 days, totally not sell it to someone else, totally not do anything with it, and most importantly, totally not get breached and hacked and have this information get out there again. While some users have speculated that Discord is testing alternative age verification providers because KID, its primary age authentication partner, has proven susceptible to creative workarounds, Discord doesn't specify why some users will be processed by Persona instead. There needs to be heavy governmental regulation on this kind of stuff. They're just letting these companies just get whatever information they want from you in the name of safety. Miss me with that. Where is the accountability? How do we trust them with anything? They've already been hacked before. Hundreds of thousands of data breach information, photos, IDs, numbers, all got out from Discord already. It was not even that long ago. This was like 3 months ago. Regardless of the reasoning, the partnership with Persona has compounded concerns about privacy due to the company's investors. In its 2 most recent rounds of venture capital funding, its lead investor has been Founders Fund, the venture fund co-founded by and directed by Peter Thiel, a co-founder and former CEO of PayPal. Thiel is nowadays more often discussed or reviled for his work in co-founding Palantir, the data harvesting and surveillance technology firm, which, you know what? I'm with this guy all the way to this point, 100%. They do a lot of shit that's questionable, shady, and God only knows what they're doing behind the scenes. But what does this journal jump at? That furnishes ICE's deportations efforts. Yeah, that's actually something that is a good thing. That's actually getting the bad people out of the country by using the analytics, and the people that should have been in prison from the last regime that was in power in the United States that didn't put them away, that they are now finding the information of, oh, they're actually a PDF, and they're actually doing shit, and they're not a U.S. citizen. That's a problem. What about the stuff that Palantir is doing that you don't know about? That's where I have a much bigger concern. The evil that you don't know about is far more scary. With a digital panopticon that and compiles databases from the private information of American citizens. 100%. Very sketch. And listen, I know people harp on this a lot, but it's a company literally named after an orb that lets the most evil force in the world spy on your thoughts. If that's not enough for you to be unsettled by Thiel's money being involved in Discord's age verification rollout, the billionaire who infamously wrote, quote, "I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible," in 2009, appeared more than 2,200 times in the latest release of the Epstein files, where he coordinated years of meetings with the convicted child predator and sex trafficker. Holy crap. Is there anyone that's not in the Epstein files? Like, geez. Discord has downplayed the significance of its age verification rules in response to public fears, while critics such as the Electronics Frontier Foundation's Rendaja, I'm not even going to try that last name, argue that the outcry is warranted for a myriad of reasons. A figure like Thiel appearing on the scene within days sure as hell doesn't dispel those fears. IRC's looking more attractive every day. Very, very concerning with the direction of Discord and what's going on over there. From Real Life Fake Wizard, you want to see real change? Delete your Discord accounts at mass scale. Abandon ship. Cancel your Nitro subscriptions. Let this company go public at the cost of losing all its users. Discord is not the product. You are the product. Speak with your wallet. And I will say, wholeheartedly agree, if I wasn't currently in deep with a lawsuit with someone who I feel is insane, I would delete my Discord already, because I don't like the direction they're going. I strongly disagree with companies trying to enforce this age verification, getting your information and details. I'm not on board with that at all. That's yikes, bro. Big yikes. So I need to wait. And my Discord is just existing right now. And it's unfortunate because I created my Discord as a place to just hang out, talk about games, chat about what the news is going on in the day, and have fun about, you know, what people want to talk about. Just have a place to convert. And what Discord is turning into is we need to make as much money as possible, find information about people, breach any kind of privacy, and utilize this information with third parties in the name of safety for their protecting the kids. Miss me with this. I'll leave that there.